Here's your final score. Warriors 118, Trailblazers 103. Steph Curry, 32 points, 12 for 25 from the field, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, and Andrew Wiggins showing up big with 25 points. This Golden State Warriors team, they are now 17-2. They have won 6 straight. And as we heard earlier in the week, Klay Thompson said they don't even have me yet. So
I love that.
I know, me too. I mean, I don't think anybody expected them to get out the gates quite so strong, but we shouldn't be surprised, right? Their defense and offense, GA, that's how they've won historically.
Yeah, they have. I think that there's the only part that is surprising is how, I mean, they're playing at a historical pace, you know, like that. I think most of us thought they would be better if they're healthy. All those young guys got another year in that system. But I don't think anybody could have foreseen that they would play at this level and have this kind of a record. And they're starting to look like they looked just a few years ago when they were a perennial appearance in the finals. And Draymond's rejuvenated, playing at a high level. Steph continues to be Steph. But it's the supporting cast, along with Andrew Wiggins, that has made them special. And listen, winning gives you confidence. And this is a team where their core guys are used to playing for championships. Their coach is used to it. So there's an expectation now every night they take their floor, they're going to play at a high level. And I tell you what, outside of Phoenix, those have by far been the 2 best teams in the league. I mean, it's not even close at this stage. And like you said, not only getting back Klay at some point, but Wiseman gives them another big body who will have had another year in that system as well. So Golden State's legit, and I'm just excited to see them, and I want to start seeing some of these matchups with the other teams that we all think have a chance to compete for the championship.
Yeah, there's so much, GA, to break down with the Golden State Warriors because their brand of basketball. You can talk what they've done offensively, defensively, the young guys' development, especially Jordan Poole. But I thought the one area coming to this season, I said they might struggle size-wise, Draymond and Kevon Looney, and then who else? But Bjelica has been very solid and serviceable and playing as a big, and defensively, he's shown better than I ever thought. So the way these young guys have developed, the way Steph has taken his game to another level, and defensively, Draymond is back being in that conversation of Defensive Player of the Year. So when you have that going on, and Gary Payton II, I think he's been
yes.
We all know he's been fantastic defensively, just never got a chance to display his defense and offense in winning situations. And also they're playing him in crunch time, putting him on big-time players, and he is coming through. I love everything about what the Warriors have done and give their general manager a lot of credit because the Otto Porter pickup was huge. I think he's going to play big dividends down the stretch.
Ooh, so deep they are. And just in case you were wondering, we call Gary Payton II the Mitten.
No. They can't call him the Mitten. I call Kyle Korver the Mitten.
Do you? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
well, we call him the Mitten because the glove.
That's the little gloves that sit on there. I call him the glue.
Yeah, but his dad's the glove, so he's the Mitten.
The mitten's little.
There's got to be another word for small gloves. That's what we got to come up with.
Leather gloves or something.
We'll figure it out.
The mittens, that's some little things.
No.
Yeah.
They work. They keep you warm. They stay close. Okay.
Okay.
We digress. All right.
We're not down.
We're going to come back. We'll figure this out. We're not going to bore you with the details.
The glue.
We still have a lot more basketball. There's still games that are going on. 120 to 109. The Bucks ended up winning. Guys, it seems like Denver was trying to stick around. We know they have been snake bitten. They're like a MASH unit almost. Steve, were you impressed with how Denver tried to hold on?
I was extremely impressed. Didn't think it would be this close, and obviously the score is an 11-point game, but I thought everybody who touched the floor for the Denver Nuggets played extremely hard, kept them in the game, and it was hard for them. They were always playing uphill from the buzzer, but I liked the way in that second quarter throughout that game they competed. Obviously they lost, but I think there's a lot of positives from Coach Malone to get a chance to take away from this game.
It was unbelievable, Greg.
Yeah, it was. It's got to be difficult when you're that undermanned to have to go out and try to compete. And as you said, Steve, even when you play well, it's probably not going to be enough, especially against the defending champs. And I like, from Milwaukee's standpoint, how effective that starting unit. All 5 starters in double figures. The ball movement was really good. You know, they played great. They had 3 starters with at least 6 assists. Drew Holiday looked really good in this game along with Giannis. And so it looks like they're getting back to where we expected they would be coming off the high of winning a championship. And Denver just kind of sitting there in neutral, waiting till the Joker gets back and finding out what's going to be the status of MPJ and then obviously Jamal Murray.
It's a lot to wait for, right?
Yeah.
For the Denver Nuggets, unfortunately for them. But for the Milwaukee Bucks, as you mentioned, GA, they look like they are rounding back into their championship form as evidenced by their field goal percentage. They shot 63% from the field for the game. That's the highest they've shot since 2017, 48% from behind the arc.
Yeah.
Talk about on fire. They are clicking on all cylinders right now.
They are, and a lot of that, basketball is such a game of rhythm. And your ability to move the basketball, space the floor, and get shots in rhythm. This is a perfect example of it. They're not settling, although that was a heat check there by Chris Middleton. But their ball movement was really good in the spacing. And then what you like, more importantly, decision making. Chris Middleton's got that green light, but they don't settle. You don't see them take a lot of tough shots. Even though the defense is there, they tend to just get shots in rhythm. They allow their offense to create offense for them. They don't play a lot of hero ball. They're fun to watch right now, and it looks like they're starting to get back that rhythm we saw last season.
You said it best. I think a lot of those guys, they swing it around, like you said, they get good shots. They do have one superhero, that Incredible Hulk, because when he gets a chance to play bully ball, which they understand how to play around him now. And I think he's learned how to play in tight spaces because of the pass right now. He's doing a nice job. But it all, to me, hangs their hat on their defense. Throughout this game, you saw Pat Connaughton, you saw Grayson Allen, you saw guys competing, George Hill. And then that superhero right there, the Incredible Hulk, just moves people. But yes, he's not shooting a great percentage from other than in the restricted area, but he is trying to take those shots, Gia. His attempts more in the mid-range, his attempts more, not as much as in three, but I think around the mid-range, he's taking more jump shots, which I think is expanding his game, but also is helping others.
Speaking of the Giannis mid-range.
And the fadeaways.
Yeah, pretty consistent. It's money is the message there. We talked a little bit about this before the game and the ability of this Milwaukee Bucks team to win when they have their key players, right? Because we know they've been out. Drew Holiday missed games, Chris Middleton missed games, Brook Lopez still missing games. But with their three core, Giannis, Chris, and Drew, they are now 8-0 when those three players played together. I think that's a pretty good start to try to repeat a championship.
No doubt about it. And those three guys have great chemistry on the floor. There's a tremendous amount of trust between the three of them. They don't make a lot of negative plays. And that's such an advantage, when your best players don't ever force it. They understand the importance of making sure that those other guys get involved. And while those are the three that get the headlines, it's really guys like Pat Connaughton and Bobby Portis that really elevate them to another level. Because those guys, when they're playing this way, it makes them a special team. And they look special for stretches in this game. Denver fought. They were valiant in their effort. But, everybody they seem to bring in, Grayson Allen has been terrific all season long for them. They seem to just plug and play. And now when they've got that three-headed monster together and those three guys out there orchestrating, they become really difficult to play against. And I'm excited to see them at full strength start to play some of these elite teams because, now, we talked about it before the game. Once you get about 20 games, we start to get a sense of those teams. We're starting to see a little bit of separation from some of the elite teams in our league, and Milwaukee continues to be one of those.
Whew, it's going to be good. I mean,
it is.
This year has been amazing. Lakers, it's halftime in Los Angeles. It's tied at 43 apiece. LeBron James knocks down the turnaround baseline jumper. Second game at the Staples Center, by the way, today. Remember, the Clippers had that early game. Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns played in the Garden tonight. Will the streak continue? We'll have more after this.